All right, welcome back to another episode of Idiocracy Talk Radio. I'm Dr. B. We got Matt. We got I Plead the Fifth, a.k.a. Josh, the guy that changes his name like everybody else changes their underwear at least one day, unless you're playing golf. And, of course, there's the 9-hole shitter. Anyway, going to be talking about all the way from baseball. Did the Dodgers ruin it? We'll see. SummerSlam, I don't know what that is. I think it has something to do with wrestling. In and out. We got the Iran-U.S. continues its talks. We got police allowing people to get whipped while in cuffs, and that much more on Idiocracy Talk Radio. Stay tuned.
It's idiocracy, but you gon' see the value and respect though when you talk with me. So come on, baby, walk with me. It ain't a topic that the crew can't touch. Share our views and our vibe. What we hide, it ain't much. This ain't bluffs, this the crew, yeah, we got it. Share our thoughts and our views, you can't stop it. Said this ain't bluffs, it's the crew, yeah, we got it. Idiocracy, tell us what's the topic, yeah.
All right, welcome back again. I'm Dr. B. We got Matt. We got I Plead the Fifth, a.k.a. Josh, the guy that changed his name like everybody else changes their underwear at least once a day. All right.
Joe.
So
let's start off. Why am I?
Well,
Why are you muted again?
If I had to guess to why you're pleading the fifth, Josh, is because a certain doctor that back in 2020 stood before Congress and said, I talk to Congress a lot. I have no problem talking to them, and I can tell them all kinds of things, and I have no problem explaining things. Fast forward to 2026, every question he gets asked is, I plead the fifth. Full five fifth.
Full five fifth. So basically,
I'm not looking to answer that question unless it's the fifth.
Yeah. What's your name? I plead the fifth.
Yeah. What's your name?
What's your occupation? I plead the fifth. Yeah. But I mean, that was. I don't know what your guys' take on it was, but I thought that was very telling. When you come out, you get pardoned last year, before Biden leaves the office, right?
How did he get pardoned again?
I mean, it might have been from Joe Biden himself or the auto
pen.
So,
Biden didn't know how to fucking sign his own name. He's still not conscious enough to do it, so it was the auto pen.
But you get a pardon, you can say whatever you want because you're not going to get in trouble.
Now,
the only thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to be made look like a fool. Half the country is going to revolt against a lot of the Democrats, and a lot of Democrats are going to go, what the fuck? I'm going to revolt against my own party because my party is the one who kind of pushed all this stuff on the American people.
The agenda.
Wait.
I, for one, am one of the unvaccinated, so I would like an apology from all the vaccinated that said I was a piece of shit. I should be getting the vaccine because I'm protecting others.
For the record,
I want my apology.
Also one of the uncircumcised, too.
Shut up, Joe. Just because I was in your butt last night, why you got to tell everybody?
Because he didn't have his German helmet, or he was regular fucking dick.
But question for you: don't you have to do something wrong to get pardoned?
Yeah, and you know it's funny that pardon went retroactive to 2014. Why wouldn't it just be, we're going to pardon you since 2020 when all the COVID stuff happened?
No, so that means he did other things.
They took it back to 2014 because I think they knew he was working on something. The plan was to release it at a certain time. So, billions of dollars in the gain of gain of function in the viruses that said no taxpayer money went to that, and it did. So, yeah, lots of explaining to do from the Democratic Party on exactly what happened.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Well, you know what's funny, and Josh, I'm surprised. Well, not. I'm a little surprised that you haven't mentioned this before, but so you know, we talk about conspiracies and all this stuff, and right?
That virus.
Well, here's the funny thing about that. Let me get this thing to load here.
Let it go.
Right, but
Bush Light, sponsor us. Meanwhile,
Crown Royal Lemonade, sponsor us.
So, ironically enough, back in 2011, before any of this happened, magically, almost like the was coming.
It was a groundbreaking ceremony for a new factory.
Did she mention seeing anyone who was sick? Anyone on a plane at the airport?
Oh, yes. I remember watching that movie.
She said she was jet lagged.
The average person touches their face 3 to 5 times every waking minute. In between, we're touching doorknobs, water fountains, and each other.
Matt. Mom? No, go up to your room, honey.
So we have a virus, no treatment protocol, and no vaccine at this time.
You had a seizure this morning, Beth.
Do you have a history of seizures?
No.
Allergies?
As of last night, there are 32 cases.
Unfortunately, she did die.
Right. I said, can I go talk to her?
Mr. Amoff, your wife is dead.
What are you talking about? What happened to her? What happened to her?
Is there any way someone could weaponize the bird flu? Is that what we're looking at?
Someone doesn't have to weaponize the bird flu. The birds are doing that.
Watch this. It's transmission, so we just need to know which direction.
On day 1, there were 2 people, and then 4, and then 16. In 3 months, it's 1 billion. That's where we're headed.
They're calling out the National Guard. They're moving the president underground. People will panic.
Get away!
It will tip over.
The truth is being kept from the world.
Cook your samples, destroy everything.
Hello. I need you to get me the names of everyone who serviced this room. It's an emergency.
You can't panic now.
I know.
I'm going to get you home. Yeah, people do. Delicate fever. We all do.
Don't talk to anyone. Don't touch anyone. Stay away from other people.
Get back in your car! We're not sick!
It's figuring us out faster than we're figuring it out.
It's mutated.
So ironically enough, again, that movie came out in 2011, which is about a virus that magically manifests from China that gets transferred through respiration, touch, breathing, which then causes a mass panic. So then everyone has to isolate themselves. They have to wear masks. They have to stay 6 feet apart. Like, you talk about how much aligned this movie was to what happened in 2020 with the pandemic is fucking disgusting.
So speaking of conspiracy theories, and you know, there's this big conspiracy that we're not alone, right? There's aliens out there, correct?
Right. We know that you've been probed many times.
So it was kind of funny. You see, there's a new movie out that just came out about the government knowing there's aliens in.
What's that called? The new
Disclosure Day.
Movie.
Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day. Yeah.
So are they prepping us now? To your point, that movie Contagion. What happened with COVID? Disclosure Day. Disclosing that there is aliens out there, right? Could that be because every visual of an alien pretty much resembles the same thing that's been out since the 40s, 50s with Roswell.
Are you talking about the big eye?
Yeah, and that face has been synonymous with extraterrestrial life. So, I mean, there's got to be some truth.
That they come to let us know that Spider-Man is real, and he's actually been in New York this whole time.
Yeah, and sad story off of that, there was a kid that tried to get bit by a spider because he thought he would get superpowers. So,
and unfortunately, you're right. That is a sad story. It's also a perfect example of parents need to be aware to teach their kids that movies aren't real, that you can't jump in front of a nuclear reactor and become the Incredible Hulk. You're more likely to die.
I mean, honestly, like Josh said, there's aliens in this country. We think about it, honestly. Honestly,
I see where you went there.
Illegal. Illegal aliens.
I see where you went there, Matthew.
I mean, I was going to say all Demis, but okay, Democrats, but I was going to go there too.
Is it going to be disclosure day that they come out and say, we are illegal?
So the funny thing is, we actually can bounce off that a little bit, but I don't know if you want to leave this hardened situation of, I plead the fifth, but did you see what happened in Spain over the weekend?
Oh, yeah. Fucking, what, 60,000 illegal aliens?
Yep, illegal aliens. Yep. What they do with the whole country? What did they start doing right away?
Raping and pillaging the women?
Pillaging, fucking breaking in, beating the shit out of fucking Spaniards all over the place because they opened their fucking gates to the fucking world. Come on in, immigrants.
Well, the good thing with Spain, it is right off of Morocco it's like a Spain territory. It's not part of their mainland, so in order for them to get the mainland, they'd have to still get on a boat and travel across the sea.
Still part of their territory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Protect your fucking citizens, man. I mean, they fucking left them out the fucking right to die.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Basically, they had to call the Morocco National Guard in to help out. Or their version of an army over there.
Oh, they're and it was weird because it was only men. I didn't see any women in there. I seen only men.
Only men what? That were the attackers?
No, that stormed the border and got into Spain.
What I mean. The ones that were attacking and storming.
Yeah, that I mean
60,000. How does 60,000 people transfer or get to that area?
But at the same time, like, here's the funny thing. Like, again, this is an example of, like, look at history. You know, I mean, throughout history, you know, the invading force is primarily men. Now, you can look at history and see that there were some Viking tribes and stuff like that even the women went and did pillaging and attacked as well. But for the most part, it was the men. And the only reason we don't hear about this, as much nowadays is because there's more, border control. There's more, defense and everything. Well, guess what? If you lower your defenses, we're going back in time a little bit and shit's going to happen. It doesn't stop human nature. If one group has something that another group wants, guess what? In nature and in history, they don't come across and say, can I have some of that? Can I have some of that? No, they say, guess what? I'm going to fucking kill you and take it.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to fucking take it. Correct.
There was a video I saw. It was a fantastic clip where it was back in it was a Western film. The American soldier is sitting there talking to a Indian chief. And he the Indian chief's like, well, you guys came and you took things that weren't yours. And the soldier goes, Chief, you guys did the same damn thing. He goes, you did it to this tribe, and you did it to this tribe, and this tribe. He goes, the only difference is that we're now doing it to you. He goes, it's not changed. History hasn't changed. Like, you can't say that you're not okay with it because it's happening to you, but you did it to everybody else.
You can't say it's changed. It's evolved.
Well, no, I mean, I'm saying, like, you can't say, well, you can't do that. It's not
I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's contradicting. It's what it is. I get what you're saying.
But that's where it's funny is, like, these people, they're like, oh, history. Well, guess what? Know your history. This incident in Spain is a perfect example. Guess what? The world, no matter how evolved or how technologically advanced we get, human nature is still to help and take care of your own kind, your own culture, your own country, your own tribe. Guess what? If it's my tribe versus your tribe, I'm not going to sit here and go, gee, should I take that? Because my tribe might starve. Your tribe's not. Nah, fuck your tribe. Like, unfortunately, you know?
I'm part Indian now. Can I open a casino across the street now?
I'm part Cherokee. You could.
I'm accepting that I'm part Indian as well, and I refuse to pay any more taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have
Joe,
to
you
because
use that.
it's my.
I told you that one.
I told you that one.
No, I told you that one.
I told you.
Yeah, because you're always the gay lesbian.
Joe, I believe you because he pleads the fifth. So
yeah,
I plead the fifth.
We're talking. You're supposed to plead the fifth.
I know. One time you want to say something, you're a fucking idiot. Shut up. Sounds stupid.
Plead that fifth. Well, anyway. But Matt, I mean, you're 100%. Like, that's the thing. And what's funny is this kind of was led that way because didn't Spain just come to this like announcement that they were going to start like deflecting immigrants from certain areas, like they were going to send them back across the Mediterranean and all these other things just like a few weeks ago. So it's a perpetual growth, it's just continues and continues. So, but
welcome to the new world. Welcome to the new world.
It's the new old world.
So do you guys still want to still talk about the play the fifth shit?
No.
Like how many times
he stopped talking about it because he don't want to incriminate himself.
I just think it's funny. What was it? 110 times he did it?
Yeah,
that,
like
I think he did more times. Was it 110?
Was that?
Well, what was crazy is the guy made a statement before any questions. He technically in a hearing like that, he's not supposed to be able to say a statement to go against his attackers like a Rand Paul and the other people that were coming after Fauci. And then at the very end of that's when he says, according to my attorney, I'm going to plead the fifth, blah, blah, blah. But the hearing, he's not supposed to have any feelings at the beginning, which now they can say, since you made a statement and you talked previously and now you want to plead the fifth, we can put you in contempt.
Well, before we go on any farther, can you guys explain pleading the fifth, what it means exactly?
So
I plead the
fifth is a constitutional right that says that you cannot self-incriminate yourself. Basically, you cannot provide information. You can say that I am not speaking because I may provide information that causes myself to get in trouble. Basically the layman's terms is, you're essentially you're not providing any information that can be used against you.
You're saying you're guilty, but you're not saying you're guilty.
Well, that's just it, though.
Kind of.
Pleading the fifth is not intended to automatically be used as an admission of guilt. But 99% of the time when somebody pleads the fifth, it's because they are guilty as fuck. They've been caught red-handed, and they don't want to say anything that's going to agree to what they just got caught on.
Or it's above their pay grade.
No, if it's above their pay grade, they say, I don't know, it's above my pay grade.
No, or it could be they don't want to incriminate someone else that they love and cherish.
Right.
So
yeah, they don't want to provide additional information that's going to get other people in trouble or.
So Matt, when the police comes to me and has a conversation about what happened between you and Joe, I will say I plead the fifth, even though I already know what happened.
Hey, Matt, when the police come and ask us who stole that Gremlins statue for the front yard for his Halloween costume, remember we plead the fifth because we don't know who stole it.
Correct.
Well,
all right, since we're over in the Middle East, Joe, you mentioned something with Iran.
Say, while we're overseas, let's continue to talk. So, President Trump, first of all, whether you like this man or hate this man, I don't give a shit. Like, this dude is fucking hilarious. So,
no,
literally, there was a meme that showed Kamala Harris, and they're talking to her about Iran, and they go, so what was President Biden's advice to Iran? And she said, don't. One word, very stern, don't. Then it gets to Biden, and he's standing up there, and they're like, Mr. President, what is your warning to Iran? And he says, don't. And then it gets to Trump, and he says, we're going to bomb the shit out of these fuckers. I'm like, yes! God, I love it. Anyway, so obviously we've been dealing with Iran for about a few months now. 5 months, I believe, is close to more accurate. But anyway, they're coming closer to a potential deal. Now, what's great about this deal is that if it's approved and both sides agree to it, first of all, what's really great about it is that it's being reported that Iran will receive money, but it will not be U.S. money. We are paying nothing. It will be Arabian money. So Saudi and the other Middle Eastern countries will be paying. But here's how it works. Iran doesn't get the money up front. They have to start dismantling and destroying any nuclear facilities, any nuclear material, anything before they get any money. Then once they actually get the money, they actually have to show where that money's being spent. So it's not one of those things where they can go back and say, oh, yes, we destroyed it, and then they buy things to develop a program in the background.
Nope. So you're telling me they need receipts?
They don't. Not only do they get receipts, they will have fucking investigators checking up their ass like it's a fucking rectal exam every year, like up close and personal, which is fantastic because one, it'll give Iran the ability to rebuild their infrastructure, but at the same time, it will also give the world a sense of ease knowing that yes, they are receiving aid and support, but the money is being held accountable. It is being measured, and it is being reported to where it goes, what it's being used on. And again, they don't get any of this until they've destroyed their stockpile that they have right now. So it's not, oh, we'll do it later. No, you're going to fucking do it now, or you don't get shit.
So they got to show an admission of guilt by destroying their stuff in front of the American people, basically, and then we'll start filling them.
The world,
whatever.
So that's the biggest part. There are other things in there, like they're talking about one thing. Iran keeps pressing that they want to be able to put like a fee in terms of using the Strait of Hormuz. They're talking about one kind of concedement to that is that they'll be able to put fees on things that are entering, but they won't be able to put any fees or anything on things that are exiting out. So kind of like an import tax versus an export tax. But but again, those things are still in the talks and everything. They're still working on things, but I mean, this is a big deal because if you think about it, back when Obama did his deal with Iran, he literally was like, we're going to give them billions of dollars. There was no accountability for where that money was going to be spent. They didn't actually have to show that anything was being destroyed. They didn't have to show that they were actually dismantling their programs. And on top of that, a part of the rule is that once they shut down these places, they're not allowed to go near them anymore. To the point where literally we will have satellites and have things targeting those to where even if a fucking camel walks near them, they start getting lit up. This is where you can talk, Josh. You're not gonna incriminate yourself.
Oh, I thought he was on mute again.
He might be on mute.
So what you're saying, Joe, is Iran gets out of line, they get fucked if they don't go through what they're supposed to do.
Well, yeah, Daddy Trump's watching them.
I mean, so we've already established that. I mean, hell, Trump gave them a warning a few days ago that said, I am ready to launch the biggest attack since World War II. And, and of course, I love how Trump, sells this because he's like, oh, yeah, the president from Iran calls me and he's like, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the problem. Iran's not dumb. They're going to continue playing the game. I think they're...
Yeah, you're saying they're going to sound like a bunch of bitches.
No. Now there's some tensions between China and the U.S. again about some different things. But it's like, what's really going is Iran just seems they're playing a game up until the midterms. If they can make it to the midterms, they understand, hey, I could have a completely different Congress and not Republican ran. And at that point, all we got to do is play a game for the next 2 years. Get Trump out, the Democrat will take over as president, and we'll be able to do whatever the fuck we want to.
Except, you're right, except they also understand that just because there's a change in Congress does not change the presidential's powers when it comes to he can launch attacks all day fucking long on Iran.
Well, I'm saying they're waiting for Trump to be out of office. They can play around for the next couple years.
Well, but again, that's where if you set even this deal, again, this deal doesn't fall on the U.S. Like, again, if they go through with this deal that they're working on right now, we don't pay any money, and it isn't our responsibility to maintain that they're keeping true to their word. It's the Middle East. It's the other countries around the world that are responsible for it. Now, that doesn't mean that if they don't do what they said to do, we're not going to step in, because we will. Because if it's a threat to our country, we're going to step in. And obviously a terrorist regime which is what is in power in Iran, is a terrorist group that runs that country. If they had nuclear power, that's an automatic threat to the United States. And we will go in there full force and fuck them every which way to sideways.
So my question to you is, if they get a nuclear situation going on, can it reach America from where they're at?
No, not yet.
Here's the thing. The biggest threat from Iran is not them getting a missile that's going to hit the United States. That's not the biggest concern. Biggest concern is, if you think about it, if you have a nuclear program, then you can enrich the new uranium, which then you have waste from the uranium, which then you can transport to terrorist small cells, which then can create dirty bombs. And you can bring a small package into a big city and detonate a dirty bomb, which isn't nuclear, but it's going to release nuclear waste and cause sickness and death in a great, a bigger area. And it's quieter.
Didn't that happen in 2020 from China?
No, there's never been a dirty bomb.
Being sarcastic, we call it COVID.
No, I thought. Oh no, They thought Russia hit Ukraine with a dirty bomb.
Yeah, I mean,
that's around the Fauci situation. So just 6-7 it up,
6-7.
It was almost
6-7.
I mean, you think about it, the whole world caught the dirty bomb, technically. Caught the COVID bomb.
The dirty
so,
bird.
Wasn't the bird flu.
What? Oh,
no, you're not wrong.
I plead the fifth.
But that's the biggest concern about when it comes to, like Iran with nuclear weapons. Because right now, I mean, I'm sure they've been working on some kind of missile system that can deliver to the continental United States. But
not even China or Russia can reach us right now.
China and Russia, absolutely. Iran, no. I think the furthest they can get is probably going to be England right now.
Is where?
England. And they just confirmed that. I guess because one of the bombs that they did go, they're like, oh shit, they do have the technology for it to hit this land. So. He's Googling it.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking. It's got, let's see here.
Because everything on the internet's true.
No. Well, here's the thing. First of all, no, not everything on the internet is true, but at the same time, there are open sources that you can look at, and it gives you a rough estimate of what something is. They're not going to know the exact distance because a lot of times things are, held behind a wall or kept secret. But, they can tell. So, example, like Iran's ballistic and cruise missile distances, according to open source, missilethreatcrisis.org, it shows that they can reach, so pretty much all of Eastern Europe, a lot of India, China, Egypt, Qatar. But according to according to this site, which was updated June 17, 2026, they don't have any missiles that can even reach England. But again, that's open source. That don't mean it's accurate. There could be one there, there's always a chance, but that's why you side. Now they do have aircraft that could reach obviously to England. And of course that could be a delivery system as well. So they got on here. Yeah. So like their longest cruise missile, it says, is between 2,000 to 3,000 kilometers, which they would need to be a little over 4,000 kilometers to reach England. But again, doesn't mean that it's not possible. Plus, here's the other thing: just because they can't hit us doesn't mean that they couldn't strike somebody else, which then starts a domino effect of a fucking shit show of a war, which becomes World War III. So, all right. So, speaking of shit shows, how was SummerSlam?
Why are you laughing? You're not a fat wrestling guy.
I know, that's why I'm asking John. You're on mute.
You shouldn't have to talk to me. You should be talking to Matt why he hates SummerSlam. For some reason, he took a dumb bet and lost.
Uh-oh.
I guess I still don't understand. It's hard to bet people when they've been drinking. So he took advantage of me. I don't know. You got to ask him.
It was if Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns. He thought Seth Rollins was going to beat Roman Reigns because Seth Rollins has Roman Reigns' number and has beat him consistently in the past. What? I said, no, it's going to be the OTC Roman Reigns coming out with the victory there. So I was like, hey, you want to do a friendly bet? He's like, sure. What are we betting? I said, bottle of liquor. Bottle of Crown or Jack Daniels, whatever's cheaper. And now you got somebody else that wants to talk some shit. So hold on. We got a special guest. Fresh out of his room.
Is it Lefty?
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, it's Lefty.
You still mad?
It's Lefty. Not at all.
Hunter's still mad at Messi.
No. You still mad about Seth Rollins?
Hi, Paige.
You still mad?
I'm okay.
You sure? I told you.
Why would I be mad? It's wrestling. It's fake. Entertainment. Kind of like your life. Fake.
He's been waiting all day to run his mouth to you.
I ain't run his mouth. That's just Junior being Junior. I go punch a wall. Go punch a wall. You'll be okay.
Already tell him to do that. His brother gets in the way.
All right, can I have your boyfriend back?
Yeah, that was kind of funny, but harsh. Kind of fun.
So there's the son running his mouth to Matt, who's twice his size. So, but great match. I said I thought the match of the whole pay-per-view was going to be the Chad Gable and Penta match. I don't think WWE gave them enough time to actually put on a fantastic match. But hands down, the match of the night or the match of the weekend was the Seth Rollins Roman Reigns fight.
So let's get through night one, Josh.
Okay.
Talk about it.
Night one.
First match. You lead me, and I'll fucking go off on it.
Oh, it was it the
Liv Morgan versus Io Sky.
Yeah, that's right. Great match. Great back and forth by the women. Liv Morgan she's showing why she's the champion. She's that damn good. Io Sky is showing exactly why she's in that top tier women's wrestler. I thought the ending to that match was fantastic. You had Liv Morgan going for her finishing move just for Io Sky to counter it and do perfect way to not make them look weak in the match. Io Sky still comes out ahead instead of being behind. Liv Morgan, give her flowers, dude. She's phenomenal in the ring compared to what she was, I would say, even 2-3 years ago. She has improved so much in the ring, and give her flowers on that. Great match.
Yeah, but SummerSlam is usually the time where you switch titles around because there's a new story coming up, going into the end of the year. I wasn't a fan of it. I mean, she hasn't fucking put her title on the ring in 100 days, so she just goes up. She's good on the mic, don't get me wrong. Every Monday night, it's entertaining. She brings her mic game, like the Miz did back in the day. And you know what? She's good at it. But at the same time, man, it's just like, it seems like it's a runaround every fucking time. You saw Monday night again.
Well, I mean, granted.
Big Becky comes out now. Look, come on, Big Bad Becky's back again. Like, it just seems like they're desperate for shit, dude.
Do you think, based on who won and who didn't win during SummerSlam and everything, do you think this will open up the opportunity for that French basketball player, Julie Tattart, to come out?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Let's talk about that after SummerSlam, God damn it.
But I don't know if she's going to compete in the women's or the men's.
We're down the Euro League here. We're done, but that's WNBA. But when Brittany Griner retires, maybe.
We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that.
So no,
ahead,
I kind of agree with you. I mean, I'm gonna disagree with you to a point with Liv Morgan. There was no one she could wrestle at the time. That's why she didn't have a match for like the first 100 days, right? There was really nobody on Raw that wasn't already in a storyline that was big enough to have Morgan have a good
but Josh,
series of matches or a couple pay-per-views together. There just wasn't.
Well, question for you though, based on what Matt said about feeling like these are like kind of coming back around, do you think WWE is kind of like ran out of material? Like,
yeah.
I mean, look at
all the storylines are recycled.
I mean, movies are already starting to recycle old shit that and they try to spice it just a little different. WWE can only go so many directions before it's like, all right, we've seen this shit before.
Joe and Josh, I think you guys agree with me. It's like the movies this day and age. They already showed everything. Now there's recycling things to make it better or bring newer things to it, but it just seems like it's not working. But I get it, but like kind of like they did pass the torch on. Like I'm jumping ahead, obviously, with Obey. It just seems like they're not passing the torch on to the new girls. Like they're bringing some of the old people back. It's like, why do we have Becky Lynch again? Why do we have the Bella twins back in this shit? Like,
well, I mean, Becky Lynch is still part of this era of this whole thing. Like she was down in NXT with Liv Morgan and Io Sky and all them. She was only like a couple years ahead of them, so she's not that old. I think the problem was,
but she's not as relevant as she was in the past. So now, because again, she's choppy. She's like a Roman Reigns, or kind of, or like where she just can come in when she wants to, or like a Brock Lesnar, you could say, come in as wants to. It's like come and go. I don't know. I don't like it. Go ahead.
I get that, and that's kind of how a lot of these stars they get popular so fast, and it kind of like, hey, look, I'm extremely over. I'm putting numbers on your television, right? Your Nielsen ratings and all that stuff. I'm selling a shit ton of merch. I'm going to do the next contract. Yeah, I'm going to sign a contract friendly to me to where I don't have to be on the road 300 days a year. I don't have to do this. I've got a baby daughter that's 3 years old. I want to spend time with her at home and not on the road, even though her and her husband are together. You know, good for her for using what she had, the leverage, the contract negotiation leverage to do that. That's what Roman Reigns did. They weren't going to let him go. They're not going to let Becky Lynch go. But as far as the talent on Monday night, they don't have the big names like SmackDown does. That's why, like SmackDown, you can kind of interchange. You can have.
You talking about as far as the women's division?
Oh, absolutely. They have more stars on SmackDown than they do Raw. I think that's part of the reason why there was no challengers for Liv Morgan, and now they're going to go in and do the whole Becky Lynch, and then now Stephanie McMahon's back too from injury. So now you could kind of start building up different matches with each one. So we'll go to the second match. That was the 6-man tag, right? LA Knight, Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa versus the Bloodline. Not a fan of this thrown together match at all.
How many matches are there?
What's that?
12.
There's 12?
12 or 13.
Oh,
we'll go through a couple of the big ones, and then that's it.
3 hours listening to fucking SummerSlam. I'll tell you that. Summarize.
That's what I'm going to do. God damn it. Shut the fuck up and let me talk, motherfucker. But anyway, biggest thing in that match, really, I didn't really like the match, but it was more of them letting Solo Sikoa become a face and kind of make fun of the Usos a little bit. I think that was probably the best part of that match, to be honest with you.
Correct.
Running it back.
But, again, not really a good match at all, honestly. No. It was just good stars.
The next one, I think, was Gunther and Nick Aldis. I thought that was an okay match, but, I mean...
No, next one was a 5-woman ladder match.
Okay. So, there's a reason why I skipped over that one. The old people...
Yeah, but we got to talk about
the old people, the Bella Twins and Paige, letting Fatal Influence go over. I know I seen this one coming. Matt, did you see the turn coming on Paige.
Oh yeah, it's happening since day one.
So, to Joe's point, yes, people can determine what's going to happen before it actually happens. You can kind of figure it out ahead of time. And
but again, during that match, it looked like one of the Bella twins hurt herself again, or the other one did. So
yeah,
who knows what this
Nikki came back for an injury, and it looks like Bree's going out with an injury.
Yeah.
So
anyway, the next match, Aldis versus Gunther. You know, it was good. It was good to see. I've never seen Aldis fight before, but to see him fight the freaking guy who retires people, I mean, it's just some of these fights just look pathetic, man. Honestly, just like
yeah, I mean that one we could have got. We could have got on a Saturday night main event. I would have been fine with that one get on a Saturday night main event, not SummerSlam or another pay-per-view, Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I've been fine with that, right? Not SummerSlam.
What was the? We can move on before that. Gunther wins and does his thing.
Next one would have been CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. I thought that was a hell of a match. I loved the ending to it. I thought for shock value with Randy Orton coming back, that was great to see. Cody doesn't lose clean, so he still has that say, hey, you CM Punk, you never beat me clean type thing, and they can run this back a couple more times because it was really that good of a match.
It was, but again, do you see some of the freaking you can see the oldness of CM Punk kicking in. Like, he's not good anymore. Like, he doesn't last that long. That was a long match for him. Excessively long. And, when he's trying to put some of his moves on, you can see how tired and wore out he was. Again, does CM Punk deserve this shit? I'm not a CM Punk fan whatsoever. I don't care what anyone says. He doesn't deserve to be in WWE, period. He just doesn't. He's not worthy of any calls.
Why?
You know? He just...
Because the way he left...
No, he plays an okay heel. You know, he's unscripted, but he's not what WWE's moving forward. He's just not. I mean, maybe in the past he was, but he's not.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. This is the reason why I've always kind of liked CM Punk. Who does he remind you of? He doesn't give a fuck. He'll say what he wants to say. He'll do what he wants to do. Who else sounds like that?
Stone Cold?
No. Donald fucking Trump.
Oh.
That's why people like CM Punk, is because he's not anti-authority, he's anti-politics. He sees it his way and what he thinks makes it better, just like Trump. He wants the country to be the best that it could be. And he's not bought by either party. He's going to do what the fuck he wants. Same thing with CM Punk. And he'll say whatever the fuck he wants to.
He was hired in to save the company because the company was losing a lot of veterans, like a John Cena to retirement, to a Brock Lesnar coming up retiring. So they were desperate for fucking a face.
Well, I mean, they were desperate because AEW with CM Punk was starting to surpass him and Cody Rhodes, and then when they both jumped ship, then WWC saw the increase in viewership. So CM Punk still brings the fans, still gets people to chant.
Let's go on to the main event that night that I freaking loved, and I lost a bet on it again because I thought the fight would have been over in less than 10 minutes. The cage fight. Oba versus Brock Lesnar.
But let me ask you a question. Was it actually a true Hell in a Cell match? Yes or no? No. Should have never been Hell in a Cell. It should have just been a regular match. But they kept it in the ring the whole time.
They did. Brock Lesnar, I don't know. The first 2 minutes, it was on the outside, him going through the table and shit like that. Brock Lesnar. But he was talking to Pat McAfee the other day. He said, dude, as soon as Obey slammed me on the mat, he's like, I felt it, dude. My body can't just take it no more. So pretty much we knew that was like a gimmick kind of situation. Yes, you're passing the torch on type of thing, but it's just like, this is the way you're doing it, dude? I mean, this guy he won the King of the Ring. He passed the title match up to fucking retire your ass. I get it. Don't get me wrong. The next biggest thing, from the next big thing. It's just, I don't know, man. It just seemed like the fight was played out. It could have been such a better fight. It feels like.
Yeah.
Just feels like it.
I honestly, I kind of with you. I wish it was more of a squash match. In my opinion, I thought that would have been better. Like, hey, you know what? I walked away for a reason. Obafemi's the next big thing, and he should just fucking squash Brock Lesnar. It should have been, hey, I'm gonna Brock Lesnar. I'm gonna do this. You're gonna stand up and beat the shit out of him, pin him, and that's it. That's the end of Brock Lesnar. That would have been great, but we all know ESPN is the one who pushed for Hell in a Cell to be on SummerSlam with these two competitors. So ESPN got what they wanted, but they also didn't get what they wanted at the same time.
I mean, ESPN is learning slowly but surely. Let the creative people do their job and let them direct people how to do their job. But the ending of Brock Lesnar's fucking career, I'm sorry, it just should have been better than that. At his hometown in Minnesota, come on now. I mean, look at Chad Gable, for instance. He won his fucking title shot. So let's go on to night two because Joe wants to get through this shit fast.
Yep. I mean, we'll go through them pretty quick. The first match of the night I thought was the Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, and then it was kind of nice to see like Nick Aldis say, "Hey, since you beat me, I'm going to put you in this as a triple threat." Oh, but wait, we're going to make it a fatal 4-way, and then comes out Kevin Owens, shock return, great to see. Fucking love Kevin Owens. He ends up winning the match. Now he's going to go face CM Punk, which I'd love to see because that'll be a good one again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's a good character right there. Honestly, Kevin Owens right there. And kind of crappy. I mean, he came in and won it right away. It kind of leads into the next match with Trick Williams versus
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin winning the belt. Come on, I mean.
I love it. I love it for Baron Corbin.
I don't. You sign him right away. Now he was a nothing before, so you bring him in off the street again. He's suddenly a winner. Trick Williams up and coming.
But that's part of the problem is you don't have that nice heel to match with Trick Williams right now. Now you do. Now you have Baron Corbin, who's a very good heel, to go against Trick Williams to continue to pick him up and get him moved forward.
So what? Corbin only wins the belt for a month, and he loses it again next pay-per-view?
Probably. That's all they need to do, right? That's how you make stars. Is you let them get beat every once in a while, and then have them come back. So
then, what was after that? Was it the fucking ladder match?
The ladder match. Man, Tiffany Stratton got her ass whooped in that match. Like, she took some bumps in that match, and she still came back. Man, give it up to her, man. She's a rock star in that freaking that ring. But
yeah, but you gave it to somebody who's not relevant. Sorry.
Do what?
Just a pretty face. You gave it to someone who's not relevant the title. And she's just another pretty face. That's all it is.
Are you talking about Chelsea Green?
Yep.
Oh, dude, I fucking love that. I love that they put the belt on her. Dude, that's been a storyline coming ever since.
She's not a.
Dude,
she's just like Maxine Dupree. She was a fighter for a little bit. She just had like a skill set in the ring.
It's not all about the ring. Being a good wrestler in the ring, a.k.a. Roman Reigns is not one of the best ones in the ring. Chelsea Green is not either. But what she does very, very well, better than a lot of these women, is she takes her role and she succeeds in what they give her. If they want her to be a heel, she can be a very fantastic heel by the way she acts. They want her to be a face. She can turn to a face. She has mastered that, where I don't think Jade Cargill has mastered it. Charlotte's mastered it. Lash Legend, she hasn't done the face yet. Tiffany Stratton, she hasn't the heel when she first came up didn't work, so they turned her face really quick. So Chelsea Green's been either a face or a heel the whole time, and she does what she's supposed to do. I love the fact that they gave it to her and gave her a shot ever since she was just a whatever they call these wrestlers that are the old gimmick wrestlers. They're just there to build the character up for the other person. That's what Chelsea Green was said by Michael Hayes in the Unreal documentary too. But they all said Chelsea Green kills everything that they give her. So got to give her flowers on that. Moving on.
I think it's the story.
Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. I mean, that was just a dumb, stupid gimmick match. Nothing really fantastic about it, so we'll move on. Chad Gable versus Penta. Great match. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. I love the fact they gave it to Chad Gable in Minnesota, in his hometown. Now you're going to start seeing his little thing.
The little gimmick, yeah.
It's either that
they
or
already have that.
Yeet. But yeah, again, I mean, Chad Gable, I'm glad he won it, honestly, because I think he deserved it, honestly, over the years. He did. And to coming in off, like I said, from off the street from AEW, and winning the title, pretty much not right away, but successfully going to it. But I'm looking forward to the rematch, honestly. That was a good match. But your main event, I think it was pretty solid, honestly. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. One of the better matches, I've seen in a long time. Yeah, I think it went a little too long, but again, I think it was one of the better matches I've seen in a long time. But the back and forth with each other, doing finishing moves, and fucking each other's finishing moves, I thought it was pretty cool. But at the same time, I thought Seth Rollins was going to win. So, thought he was going to have him. I thought it was going to lead on to more shit, but I guess the story ends.
Just make sure my bottle. Just make sure my bottle's there, nice and cold for me when I come over next time.
Shit, it's going to be a while since you come over, so let's figure it out.
AK, Matt's not paying up this deal, is what he's saying.
Oh, I'll pay up. The deal's going to be here, but the bottle's going to sit right here in my liquor area, but cold and served up. Probably not. I mean, I'll give you a cold drink when you come here and mix it. I'll mix it for you too. I'll be making it for you, but you're never going to show. But it's all good. We can move on, Joe. I know you're bored over there. Seems like a little bit.
Oh no, Joe was talking about this meme that Matt sent earlier about this French basketball player. Tell me all about that one. So what's this French basketball player? Either one of you, because I'll let
Joe go into it. He hasn't talked in a while.
Oh no, so I mean, to kind of build into this, like, let's talk about, first of all, so the WNBA recently had a basketball game where a couple protesters from a Keep Men Out of Women's Sports was there. They didn't, it wasn't violent or anything. They didn't try to disrupt anything. They held up signs that said, women should be in women's sport, men should be in men's sports. Well, people at the arena started, people that were working there tried to tell the girls to put their signs down because it went against their policy. And they're like, no, it didn't. So fast forward, they actually had one of the WNBA basketball players hold the sign up, and get a photo with them and everything, which is ironic.
And who was that basketball player? Hold on. Who was that basketball player? Sophie Cunningham.
Is it Cunningham?
And guess who she plays with? She plays for the Indiana Fever.
Ironically, she plays for
Caitlin Clark.
She does play with Caitlin Clark, but at the same time, people are giving Caitlin Clark shit because when asked about should men be allowed to play in women's sports and stuff, Caitlin Clark actually declined to answer. And people are like, oh, she's being a coward. No, I think it's more of she's got enough shit on her right now that people are trying to put targets on her as it is, and she doesn't want to add another fucking dart to her board, you know?
You're 100% right. She already gets beat up in every single game, and at this point, it was damned if she did, damned if she didn't. Right? She got hit from both sides of the spectrum with that. And she's like, "Hey, I'm just going to stay out of it. I'm not going to say shit." And then the left and the right both attacked her.
And and that's the funny thing is for her, given her situation. Given the fact that she's getting her fucking ass kicked, and these fucking refs are allowing it to happen on the court, she's smart to not say anything. Look, I'm going to stay out of it. This is the one time that she probably should have called Fauci and said, hey, is it okay for me to plead the fifth? He'd at least be able to give her advice on that, right? Plead the fifth. But then you have this fucking asshole out of France come out and say that, and I'm sorry, but these news agencies need to get it correct when they say, because the article says, and I quote, says professional transgender basketball player in France, Julie, and I'm going to mess the name up, the last name, because it's got the little asterisk thing that makes the sound, but Tatart says, now, it says she, but guess what? It's not a she.
It's a he.
It's a he. So he's ready for the WNBA to call him to play. Julie Tatart is 6'3" and averaging 21 points and 20 rebounds per game in women's basketball. Well, no wonder, because Julie is the size of Shaquille O'Neal against other women. Because it's a dude.
So and it's funny is there's that. Let's see if the WNBA comes calling for that for that.
I'll be honest though, I tell you what, fuck WNBA, don't call. LeBron, get this dude on your team. Let's see how he does.
Let me say this too. Besides that, the owner of Outkick, Clay Travis, offered the Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA champions, a $10 million match or game against his choice of a state champion in high school basketball.
And they turned it down.
And then the winner would get $10 million. And they could share it however they wanted to, whatever.
Yep.
No, the WNBA has been quiet ever since. Right. Because they know, like, hey, you get a high-tier high school basketball men's team that's a state champion that's actually pretty fucking good, they might beat a WNBA team.
Here's the sad part. What people need to understand is saying that there is a biological difference between men and women is not saying that men are better than women or women are better than men. That's not the argument. Like, there are things in this world that women can do that men can't, and vice versa, that men can do that women can't. There are things that men can do that women can do, but it takes a lot more effort. And vice versa. There are things that women can do that men can do that takes a lot more effort. It's not who's better. It's using common fucking sense. The idea of having a sport that is single to that gender or sex, I'm saying both because I get tired of people saying, well, they're different. No, they're not. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't care how you feel. You have a dick between your legs. They don't care if you call yourself a girl or not. You're a fucking dude. If you have a vagina, you're a girl. You can be manly and still be a woman. You can be girly and still be a dude. Anyway, the idea is not that one is better than the other. The idea is fair competition. fair competition.
Yep.
Guess what? There's a reason that there is no one advocating, no one in the world is advocating for the Special Olympics to compete against the regular Olympics. Okay?
But why not?
There is no one. I do not see anyone saying that it is very unfair that the Special Olympics and the regular Olympics are held on different dates at different locations. How dare they?
Well, I'm with Josh, but why not?
But why not?
Right. Because, again, it's not a matter of who's better. It's called fair competition. Okay? Just like women competing against women and men competing against men is not, oh, well, one's better than the other. No, it's that you are aligning a fair competition. Just like as we're growing up in sports, you have an age group that competes with the same age group. You have in Pee Wee football, it's based on, or Pee Wee sports, it's age. 5 and 6 year olds go against 5 and 6 year olds. 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds go against 7 and 8-year-olds. Once you get to middle school, your bodies are starting to level out. So guess what? Now it's a middle school age group, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. When you get to high school, depending on how many kids you got in the school, you might have a freshman team that goes against other freshman teams. You have a junior varsity, which is your juniors or your sophomores and juniors, and then your senior or your varsity team is supposed to be your fully developed. Does that always work out that way? No, because guess what? You might have someone that has the capability to compete at a higher level.
So what you're saying, Joe, is there was a movie back in the day with Rodney Dangerfield.
Tawana Man.
With Rodney Dangerfield. Remember?
Ladybug.
The Ladybug.
Ladybug. Yes. Prime example, right?
The whole
reason a couple weeks ago.
Dangerfield drafted his girlfriend's son into the team was because his team sucked and he wanted to just demolish everybody.
And what happened then?
Well, eventually they found out he was a boy.
At the end of the day.
I'm a real boy.
And then they ended up winning anyway.
Right.
They didn't need him for reals.
Right. They didn't. Well, and that's the thing.
But
again,
they did
it's
to get them there, because if they didn't have him, they would have never made it that far.
But it wasn't because of their capability. That's the funny thing. The idea behind that movie was that the girls could have made it to the championship all on their own, but they didn't have the confidence in themselves. Yep. They didn't have the fight. Once they found that they had the confidence, they actually were a competing team.
That reminds me of another movie, right? I think they...
There's so many fucking movies like that.
It had Rick Moranis and Al Bundy, Ed O'Neill.
Yep.
The Little Giants.
And hey...
Icebox.
Hey, the Icebox was a meme, like... what was the fucking... the bad guy's name? What was the kid's name that always he was the anti-Icebox? Oh
no, he third party himself.
Yeah, the one with the glasses.
No, the big dude, the one that joined the team, and he was supposed to be this he's holding
Rex.
the refrigerator.
That was Rex.
Huh?
It was Rex.
And he's Rex doesn't play with girls.
Yeah.
He still got his ass beat by the Icebox. But again, that's the funny thing. It drives me crazy. This isn't a question of who's better or who's worse. It's creating a fair environment. And I'm sorry, but if a boy has to transfer to a girls' league to be successful, shame on him.
To be a girl.
Shame on him. Because shame on his parents, and shame on his grandparents, and shame on the community for supporting it, because you're not teaching the kid how to overcome adversity. you're teaching the kid that when times get tough, tuck my wiener.
That's a bumper sticker.
I mean, maybe they just said they don't need to tuck it. They just got to make sure they're in a ice box and it'll go down.
I mean, it causes so many situations.
See what you did here, but it wasn't as funny.
Like, I mean, that the boy wrestler that said he was a girl and wrestled in that. There's charges being filed on him.
No.
Yeah. They're filing charges against him for apparently sexually touching or whatever. I don't know what the exact charges are, but they came out and
perfectly
said
touching a female.
I mean, they're filing charges on him. Like, you're setting these kids up for failure. Like, I'm sorry, but there's a difference between being able to express yourself and do that in a logical mindset. You can absolutely, here's the thing, again, for anyone that's listening, like, and I know these two are going to laugh and make fun, but the point is, if you feel more comfortable wearing a fucking dress and putting on makeup, okay, have at you. Like, live your life. But at the same time, you don't need to fucking go around and argue with people that you're a girl. You're not a fucking girl. Okay? Don't care what you think you are. Don't care what you call yourself. You're not a girl.
Joe.
Okay?
But here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. We just had a Democrat candidate in Connecticut that said they menstruate through their butthole.
And again, that is a perfect... Josh, that's a perfect example of these people need mental support. They need mental health treatment.
Where the fuck's shock therapy when you need it? Where's shock therapy when you need it?
It doesn't help as much as you think.
I mean, some of these people probably need the lobotomy.
Like, I'm sorry, but someone needs to explain to that congressman or senator or whatever that menstruating through your butt is not menstruation. That's a fucking hemorrhoid.
I love the fact that as soon as I said that, Matt lost it.
I mean, it's the truth, though. I know that someone said that.
No, they really did. I know
they did. I know he did. Like, I know he did. Like, that's the problem is, and then you got people that are like, oh, yes, that's so true. That's so true. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, how fucking depraved have you got to be? Like, hell, I just saw a video where one of the, what is her name? But anyway, one of the big political reporters, she's out of college, and she goes, let me ask you this. If 100 years from now, you dig up two bodies, will you be able to tell if it's male or female? So 100 years from now, you dig up the bones. It's just the bones. Can you tell if it's male or female?
Yes.
The fucking guy in the background goes, no. And she goes, what? And all the students start laughing. Like, everybody starts laughing. He goes, I don't understand why everybody's laughing at me. And they're like, you do realize that archaeologists and everything have been digging up bones for now a few hundred years, and they can tell you which one's a male and which one's a female. So the fact that we've got now where we have professionals or supposedly educated professionals that are saying shit like this just shows how warped we've gotten. Like, dear God, like, I can just see it now. Like, we're going to have to eventually get to a point where somebody's going to actually require you to put a little plaque on the inside of your tombstone or inside of your casket that says, I identify as a fucking female. Like, congratulations, but you're dead. Nobody cares. You're a dude. God damn. Anyway, all right. Moving on from there. Speaking of stupid shit. Speaking of stupid shit. So apparently, a officer in Middletown, Ohio, is on administrative leave and is looking at potentially being either put on probation or up to 90 days in jail with a maximum of $750 fine for a misdemeanor because...
Misdemeanor, my ass. Oof. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hold on. Well, let's talk about this, okay?
No. Why don't you show, is there a way you can show the video beforehand so people understand what's going on?
Yeah, here.
I think it's only like a quick 2 minutes.
I'll happily show the video here because it's going to be...
It's fucking crazy to me. I'm honestly, it really is. I agree to disagree a lot, but man, this is kind of fucked up itself, honestly.
It's loading.
No.
Right there. Let's talk about the loop.
Maybe you had a better internet provider to be okay.
Brazos Valley will repair.
It's frozen.
As Brazos Valley's only.
New details now. In a case involving a Middletown police officer, Jamie Patterson was found guilty of failing to do her job after she let a man whip a handcuffed 15-year-old boy during a domestic call.
Patterson was convicted on 2 counts of dereliction of duty.
Brenda Ordonez has more.
Jamie Patterson has been an Ohio police officer since 2010. His biological father lost custody because of it.
Man, this is a parental issue. We're here way too much. This is all a parental issue. Okay, you need to issue corporal punishment on him.
The next day, January 3rd, Patterson returned after another domestic call, called himself Grandpa. The ex-husband asked Patterson was whipping him corporal punishment. She said yes. That's when he approached the teen. Patterson stood by and watched. Then BCI investigators say she did something deliberate.
I can't sit here today and tell you how many times that child was struck with the leather belt because Officer Patterson muted her body camera.
Is a
Okay. So let's talk about it. Matt, go ahead. I want to hear your take on this.
So I don't know if everybody saw the full view on it. So basically what you got is a cop report one first night to a domestic violence kid he was fighting somebody or something, whatever. So what happened was the next day, the same officer got reported to the same situation where she found the kid domesticating or like fighting somebody again. So next thing you know, she handcuffs him, brings it back to the parents. Well, it wasn't the parents. One guy said, hey, it's the grandparents. And supposedly the parents are known for domestic violence against this kid. So the kid is handcuffed, and then one's like, hey, I'm the grandfather of this kid. Well, it's the actual dad of the kid, and just repeatedly beats the shit out of him with a leather belt while he's handcuffed. And she's okay with this because it's called corporal punishment. And I guess since she was there, since she was there, it was legit because she said, hey, you should corporal punish him to teach him a lesson. God damn, this is another way to take the story out of content, as in beating somebody or showing your kids how it is. But to bring this in perspective is, it turns out it was the actual dad legit beating the shit out of the kid with a leather belt, and she was there to see it on site and let it happen. Now she's being fired from her job, and I guess she's facing almost 90 days in jail. That's what you said, Joe?
I'm sure hey, you're going to go to jail for like 2 days, 10 days, and that's it.
90 days in jail.
Nah.
So, Matt, I'm gonna correct you a little bit because you got some of the facts wrong. Okay,
that's fine. Go ahead. I'm just learning about this today.
Nope, I got you. And here's the thing. Like, I mean, at the whim of it, you're kind of like, holy shit. I'm kind of the other sense here because so anyway, you're right. So the officer had been responding. So not just this officer, but the police force in general had been called to this house multiple times because of this kid, okay? 15-year-old kid, all right? The first incident that they talk about where this officer arrived, she got there, she was like, look, this is happening way too much. This is more of a parental issue. This is not a police issue. And then you hear her say, you know, maybe you need to implement some corporal punishment or something. I don't know. But like, so the reason they got called out the first time was because apparently one of the kid's siblings or whatever was complaining that he wanted to play something on the iPad. So the 15-year-old kicked the kid out of the way, took the iPad, threw it, broke the remote, you know, destroying shit. Comes back the next day because he's being called because this time he's whipping around a knife. That's why the officer put him in cuffs, was for the knife. Now, while she's there, Grandma says, I don't want him to go to jail, but I need him, you know, she's like, again, like, you got to figure something out. Well, Grandma's ex-husband is also there that identifies as Grandpa. He goes, well, I'm Grandpa because Grandma called him and said, bring the belt. Okay. So he shows up, Grandpa shows up, ex-husband, but still considered Grandpa, shows up, hits the kid with the belt. It says 8 to 11 times. Okay? 8 to 11 times. 8 to 11 times, do I think it's excessive? Yes. At the same time, you got a fucking knife flinging around and everything else. Guess what? You're lucky you only got 8 to 11. Okay? But proceeds to also tell Grandpa tells the kid, you are a fucking child. You need not be telling adults, blah, blah, you know. The officer is in trouble because, one, she let this happen, but also because the one thing you're not supposed to do as an officer is mess with your camera. She turned the camera away so that it was off camera.
She muted it too.
And she muted it so that things would be heard. Her justification for it, which I argue she shouldn't have done, but her.
But what did she also? Hold on, stop. Let's stop you. Sorry, I won't cut you off.
No,
but what did she also? What she also let happen too? The kid was still in cuffs.
Well, yeah, that's why I said he was in cuffs, and Grandpa hit him 8 to 11 times. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
but she let that happen in front of her too.
Yeah, no,
well, yeah, that's why I said she turned. While that was going on, she turned with camera and muted it. Her justification was, she said, I believe that should be a private thing between families.
But but it comes back to, if it would have been.
But while
fine,
the kid's handcuffed,
it would have been fine if the kid's hands are on the wall, whatever, not handcuffed and getting his ass whooped. Completely different from a kid being handcuffed and getting his ass whooped. And a cop, I mean, the cop is allowing that to happen. That just says, hey, Joe, you know what? I'm going to handcuff you, and I'm going to let Matt come whoop your ass. And I'm going to let a cop watch it and not do a damn thing about it.
So, okay.
Drop the soap, bitch. Drop the soap, bitch.
Let me ask you this, Josh. So, you might have a 14, 15-year-old in your house that may do or may not do stupid shit at times.
Yeah.
And said 14, 15-year-old is not a small child, okay? Now imagine that this individual didn't live with mom and dad because either mom and dad are dead or they're not in the scene or whatever. And so this child lives with grandma that's in her 60s, 70s, and he wields a fucking knife around.
I get that.
You don't think putting him in fucking cuffs and whipping his fucking ass might be justified just a little bit? Because maybe if that would have happened sooner, the fucking kid wouldn't have done that shit?
Well, here's the problem.
Josh. Hold on, Josh. Hold on first. Joe, you done? You good getting it out? Okay, go ahead, conspiracy theorist.
No. My point, again, yes, no matter how big the fucking kid, I mean, my son's 14. He's weighs more than I do now. He's just about as tall as me. So, I mean, He's getting there. I mean, yeah. So, to your point, could some, like my stepdad, probably hold on to Hunter? Absolutely not. There's no way. But for a cop to handcuff him, yes, I understand the wheeling knife. Yes, you got to handcuff him to stop the threat, right? The problem is the cop turned her back to allow this grandpa to whoop his ass. Yet, us parents, we are allowed to whoop our kids. It is,
Are we,
it
though?
is 100% legal for us to whip our kids and discipline our kids.
Are we?
Yes. The fucking cop
Sure.
told Hunter that, and he also told Jackson that. Both of them.
Right.
Okay, so hold on. So you both are in the wrong here because of this. The cop was very ignorant upon her knowing shit. She didn't know the full story. She think that's grandpa. No, it's actually the father that beats the shit out of the kid. Has
No,
been
that
called
wasn't.
multiple times.
That was grandpa.
No, that was the dad saying he's the grandpa.
The report says that is grandpa.
It was not grandpa.
I'm looking at the report. It says grandma called her ex-husband, who identifies himself as grandpa. If grandma called her son, and her son's her ex-husband,
Okay,
then that's
okay. So there's been like I said, I'm learning this day today. Maybe the ex-husband of ex-grandpa, whatever, ex-husband of the grandma, the grandpa, he's known for beating the shit out of kids because there's so much domestic violence that's gone on between these families. Is it right for him to do that in front of the officer in cuffs? That's a problem. I'm sorry, it is. Now, once the officer leaves, whatever happens behind the scenes, that's an at-home situation.
My point.
That cop fucking was fucked up in the situation. She turned her back while her handcuffs were on that kid. This is not a lynching, dude. This is a beating, almost like back in the fucking Middle Ages. It's bullshit. Now I can understand. I'm willing. I'm an '80s kid. I'm a '90s kid. I get what my parents did back in the day because they set me straight. In this day and age, it would fucking be awesome. They kept doing this shit back in the day. But with a leather belt, beating the shit out of someone in handcuffs, dude, it's like a fucking beating that's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's disrespectful. It's not a cop's job to do that. That is a parent's job, not a cop's job. Now that cop took judge, jury, and situation she should not have done. Now, if she wants to release the kid to the parents, that's understandable. Could be the grandma and grandpa. Then guess what? Once she leaves the house, guess what happens? That happens there. She let it happen on her body cam and in front of her presence as a cop. That is not legit. That is bullshit, and she should be reprimanded for it. Now, going to jail, I'm kind of iffy about that because a cop in jail is not good, but to fire her, yes, I agree with that. Go ahead. That's my 2 seconds.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Joe, come on. What's your rebuttal, buddy? What's the rebuttal?
Unless he agrees with me.
I mean, so I guess the argument is that the way things should have played out and we'd be okay with it is the cop takes the handcuffs off, releases the kid back to grandma and grandpa, leaves, then grandma and grandpa put the kid back in cuffs and beat him. As long as it's not on the camera, it's okay.
That's a different story, dude. That's not your decision to make because once that happens, I get what you're saying, but it's either way, it's happening, if that makes sense.
Well, it's happening, but here's the funny part about this. A part of this also is, guess what? There's no charges being filed against grandpa for abuse or anything because guess what? According to the law, he didn't do anything wrong. The only thing that's wrong is the fact that the officer handcuffed the kid and then turned on the video. Like, I get
exactly. It wasn't her job to do that. She's playing judge and jury.
She's not playing judge and jury because the kid's guilty. I agree that she.
No. That is not fair. Because if he went to court, he has a chance to plead his situation.
Thank you.
if he goes to court, then they're going to say, well, that white racist cop just took another kid to jail because he's black. That's what you get instead, is how dare that, all it is they're just trying to put another black man behind jail. They're just trying to put him in the system.
Joe, you're better than this, man. You know this situation. Come on, you're good, brother. You are wrong. You are wrong.
I'm wrong. So this cop doesn't win either way. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because hold on.
It's not her job to parent the situation.
Do I think
it's not her job?
Stupid? Yes. Do I think
okay.
Stupid? Yes. Okay. I think she's stupid. Okay. Do I think she needs to lose her job? No. Do I think she deserves a reprimand or some kind of administrative paperwork or forfeiture pay or something? Yes. Do I think she deserves jail time? No. I think that...
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Roles are completely reversed, and it's your son. How would you react?
The cops don't get called. My son's still getting his ass whooped.
But the cop is allowing somebody else to punish your kid.
No. You don't get to use that one because grandma's the illegal guardian, and grandma's the one allowing it to happen.
But
this isn't one of those things where the kid was drug into an alleyway and some random person whipped his ass.
I think me and Matt are on the same page. I'm 100% okay with the child getting dealt with. The fact that it was handcuffed with the police officer there and allowing it to happen, that's not putting the child's safety in the interest of anything.
Josh, hold on real quick. Go ahead, Jay. I want to hear you first. I got a big-ass rebuttal.
Again, do I think the officer was stupid? Yes. At the same time, you don't know this kid. I don't know this kid. For all you know, I mean, there's a reason that a kid develops to the point where he is now wielding a knife against his grandma and stuff like that, his siblings. He's throwing things. He's breaking things. He's doing all this shit. What do you do?
Okay, hold on. So if he's wielding a knife in front of his grandma, acting like this, like a nuisance, okay? So that officer is being called to that house for that situation to detain the situation, right? There's a crime being committed, correct?
Right.
Correct. Yes or no?
And I agree with you.
So hold on. So it's just like hold on.
Matt, let Matt talk.
Hold on. So it's like a domestic situation. You're going to a house for a domestic situation. So the thing is, grandma says, "Hey, he's wielding a knife. He's doing this. He's acting out. But I don't want to press charges." But yet you call the cops. Guess what? Someone's going to jail. If this kid is wielding a knife in front of people, and you detain him. Detaining means you're in cuffs. You're back here. She didn't want to press charges, but she called the cops. But guess what? Okay, so he's in handcuffs. So grandpa shows up out of nowhere, the ex-husband, and she turns her body as an officer, mutes her camera. So she's out of line and doing her job as a cop. And there's handcuffs still on this kid while being beaten. Maybe her back's turned, maybe her head's turned. She's not seeing this. But she can hear this like a cop. That is what you want as a professional officer on the streets? Incorrect. You don't. Now, reprimand? Yes, 100% to the fullest. I think she get fired. Jail time? No. But this is a freaking cop reporting to a domestic violence situation. Put someone in handcuffs. Why didn't you take the kid away? Put him in jail because you report to an incident day by day. You know the situation. Like you said, she knows the situation going on. You left the kid in handcuffs to be beaten. If that was your kid to be beaten like that, I'm sorry. Even if you were a bad father and you didn't take care of your kid where grandma and grandpa were like that, and you heard about that, guaranteed your ass would be downtown filing fucking assault charges on this officer for letting that shit happen. Even though if you're a bad parent. Okay, let me finish. Hold on, let me finish. No, there's no except here. Let me finish real quick. So she did not do that. She did not do her duty to full extent. Now she left the house and came back and reported that kid was beat up and abused by the fucking grandpa. Guess who's getting in charge? The grandpa. Okay? Because you can't beat your kids this day and age like that, okay? But does grandma want to press charges? No, but guess what? The state will for that kid because he's not an adult. He doesn't know how to think. There's my rant.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So, first of all, let's take a scenario here. One, I agree with you. She's stupid. Okay. What should have happened, simply put, again, and you can argue that she would have been the bad guy either way, is my argument, is that when the grandma called and said he's wielding a knife and all this stuff, the officer shows up, puts the kid in cuffs, should have put him in the car, took him downtown to be booked. Okay? End of story. This never happens. Instead, we've got another argument of, oh, nope, the officer just wants to put another black man behind the jail. But, anyway, reverse, okay? Even if she doesn't take him to jail, you're right. Don't leave him cuffed. Uncuff him. More than likely, what's going to happen is you're going to be responding back to something else because the kid's been doing this for days, weeks, whatever. So it's not like
that's your job, though. That's your job. That's your job. You're not judge and jury. Good. Sorry.
You're my
not a judge and jury when you walk. Here's the problem where people get that line right there is just so fucking annoying. It doesn't take a genius to walk in when you see somebody holding a knife to go, gee, are you guilty of wielding a knife?
Grandma didn't want to press charges. He's in handcuffs. Took him to jail.
And again, that's where, and you're right, when Grandma goes, I don't want to press charges, that's when you look at Grandma and go, you know what, Grandma? You've already passed the line of no return. I got to take him.
And that's where you go, hey, you know what? We're probably not going to continue to respond to your house.
No, you can't. Oh, no, you can't say that.
Oh,
you got to respond. You got to respond.
It's your job.
Oh, no. That is your job. That is your job.
Don't you dare not show up because you're either over-policing or you're not doing your job.
It don't matter how many times you respond, you still got to respond. It may take an hour later, it may take 2 hours later, but there's been things like this where, like, you may, hey, we're used to this, so we'll be there an hour later because never have it. But guess what? Within that hour, that kid could have killed grandma and grandpa.
That is true.
Then guess what?
Then he goes to jail. But what should have happened is the officer arrives, she handcuffs the kid, takes him downtown to be processed. In that time, she should also probably notify Child and Family Services to have them do some kind of internal investigation to see on whether or not this child is actually either being abused or are they receiving the support they need to get him help. That's what should have happened. Okay, again.
Or is this kid fucking competent or incompetent? Because maybe he has a mental issue. You don't know the situation.
To see if he's getting the support he needs. That's what I'm talking about.
So while he's handcuffed and he's in juvenile detention or in whatever processing, I don't know who reports this shit. See, like the Child's Protective Agency, see what's going on at the house, or is this kid fucking okay to stand trial? Type of situation. I mean, you don't know his mental capacity.
Determine if he's competent to stand trial. But the problem also is, so let's say that officer responds to that, she takes him to jail, and then she calls Child Protective Services to see if he's being helped. It's going to take them a month or two to even get out there to see if anything's being done. And like you said,
but again, that's her job. That's her job. That's her job. Her job is not to handcuff the kid and let the fucking grandpa beat the shit out of her.
Her job. I'm not arguing that she stepped beyond her job, that she's stupid. I'm not.
Okay. So hold on. So we agree she is stupid.
Yeah.
But upon that, so her turning her. So let me redo this again. So her turning her back, press the mute on her fucking body camera, and her letting the kid get beat in handcuffs, we all agree, is fucking out of line, correct?
Yes.
Thumbs up, thumbs up,
Yeah.
thumbs up. Okay, so right there, she's fired. That is not an officer of who you want to be around your kids. Sorry, she let it happen. Now, she's so supposedly she's been a prestige like officer since 2021, since she's been hired. But obviously, if you saw her what she was saying in court, she thought corporal punishment was the best thing happening in handcuffs. I just imagine what she does to her own kids.
I mean, what happens on a regular stop? You know, is she doing the same type of thought theory when she does a regular stop?
She doesn't have any bad reviews in the past. She's been an excellent cop since 2021, since she's been hired. But what I'm trying to say is, in court, you see how remorse she is. But I'm sorry, that day of that kid getting beaten at 15 years old, when you don't know the mental capacity of that kid, we all don't know the full story. There's three sides to the story: his side, her side, and the truth. Three sides to it. But we only go off body camera. But guess what? She turned that shit off. She violated the oath of a police officer. Therefore, you are fired. Period.
And that's why I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, based on that, yes, fire. Okay.
Yeah, jail time.
Like I said, I don't think she deserves jail time.
No, correct. No, correct. But probation.
Argue,
yes.
Like, the problem is that, I mean, I don't know why we keep going to this kid possibly having a mental. Maybe he's just a fucking punk and just really needs an ass whooping.
Could be, but it's still not.
Again, like you said, it's not her place to decide that. I get that.
It's not. That's what I'm not trying to say she's being the judge, jury, but she's judging the situation, and she's allowed a jury situation.
So what you're saying,
she's saying, no. So no. She's saying by saying I'm gonna, hey, you're in handcuffs. I'm the judge now. Here's the jury situation. Your grandpa's gonna beat the shit out of you, and I'm gonna press mute on my body camera. So she was being judge, jury, not executioner, but judge and jury. She let it happen by not being a correct officer according to the law. Now, again, like, should she let it happen? No, maybe she left the situation, took the handcuffs off, and like Josh said earlier, put your hands together and spread those cheeks, baby. I'm fucking beating the shit out of you. See what happens. Sorry. Back in the day, it happened to all three of us. I guarantee it did. At one point in time, and look at this day and age. But look at this day and age there, Joe. This day and age needs some shit like that. Otherwise, you got a 6'3" guy coming into the WNBA and trying to say, hey, I'm ready. It's okay. You can say what you want to, buddy.
Well, no.
That's what we're here for.
Well, no, I agree with what you just said, but it's also it's a little contradictory what you just said, because it's.
Tell me. We're here for. We're talking.
It's not okay that she allowed it to happen, but we recognize that more kids would probably not act like fucking psychopaths if they got an ass whooping.
It's not your job, though. It's not your job besides the cop.
Well,
your cop is there. Your cop. Your job.
Like,
you understand? So that's fine. So if we agree on the same things, then we know she was incompetent and she was idiot for what she did. Fire. Move on. Yeah. Probation. Yes. Move on.
You know, and I mean, yeah. Keep it at that.
I think you hate to agree because your political perspective on it. I get what you're saying.
No, it's not even political perspective. My mentality is, I mean, literally, I had times when I was a security guard where I would, I'd stop a kid for stealing, instead of a teenager for stealing, and but the difference in the scenario is, she put the kid in cuffs, stuff like that, where in the scenarios that I dealt with, the mom would be like, can I whip his fucking ass? And we'd say, as long as you do it off property. Like, and
again. Two things there. Two things there. You're a security guard, not a cop of the law. And you told her, She can do whatever the fuck she wants to do off the premises. Different scenario.
Same
You're
scenario.
not. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. She's not in your vicinity. She don't see you. Do what you want to across the street. Do what you should. Do what you want to across the street, but you're not doing it on my property.
Right, which is what I'm saying. She was stupid because she's sitting here doing it in presence and all that stuff.
At the end of the day, that's all we agree on. The three of us agree on is she broke the law of a cop. She broke her rules as a cop by muting her body camera.
Yes,
that is the reason why officers this day and age get
and that
fucking.
That's one of the. I mean, obviously the keeping the kid in cuffs. She should have put him in the car. But the fact that she messed with the body cam is the big problem. Like, here's the thing. You know you're in the wrong because you're making sure it's not on camera, and you're also, blocking the audio or muting it. Like, you don't do that unless you know you're in the wrong. Like, because that means somebody can't go back.
Exactly. So she's guilty of something because she has a conscience.
Right.
I get it. I'm with you. She's like, dude, I'm tired of coming to this house. I'm tired of this bullshit. Mute. Beat the shit out of him. That's her mentality point in her head.
What she should have done is said, you know what? I'm going to leave. You can beat shit out of him. Call me back here in a couple hours.
Because guess what? She works for 8 hours and she fucking works either way. And she has to keep responding to the same fucking house over and over and over. It doesn't fucking matter. There's a documentary on fucking Netflix where the fucking two neighbors across the street from her were getting along. And this one lady's like, oh, she keeps looking at me weird. I'll call the cops. She's not on my property. She looked at me weird. She looked at me weird. She looked at me weird. She kept calling the cops. She's like, we're bringing an officer out. We're bringing an officer out. We're bringing an officer out. Now, it took an hour for an officer to get out there because, you know what, that's the least of the responsibility because she looked at her weird. But guess what happened? Guess what happened eventually? That neighbor across the street brought a fucking gun over to the house across the street and shot and killed the fucking husband and shot the wife. But guess what? The wife survived. But guess what? The cops responded an hour later. You never fucking know this mental stage this day and age. It's fucking out there, dude. Everyone's fucking out there. I mean, again, high schools have fucking litter boxes for fucking kids to go piss and shit in. I'm done. There's my rant.
Cable companies have that too.
I'm done, bro. I mean, I have a fucking cat upstairs, but guess what? I shit my own toilet. My daughter, she goes to the bathroom in her own toilet. My wife, her own toilet. It's not a kitty box.
Oh man.
I mean, you could stage this either way. It's funny how this little topic took longer than our other topics, and the other topics seemed like they were more major. But this one specifically, we all agree on the same page. It just wasn't handled professionally, and that's where she fucked up.
I agree with that it was not handled professionally. But it, like I said, I mean, do I think that? I mean, I'm sorry, but obviously this kid has had a lot of things going wrong in the sense of either poor adult, mentors or lack of parental guidance or whatever you want to say.
A fucked up childhood at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, an officer handcuffs and get beaten? Come on. I've never had that's too far, I think. But again, I'm good. You're good. I'm done ranting.
Hell, I still remember my mom whooped my ass in the middle of the parking lot, and the lady came over and said, "Don't you dare do that. I'll tell that police officer there." And she goes, "Go ahead, that's his dad." I'm like, damn it.
My mom called the cops on me because I threw a second controller at the fucking TV. A second controller.
Oh, hell. I never got the cops because my mom, she administered her own corporal punishment.
Well, my dad was off work. My dad wasn't off work that day. No. Different story.
Oh, yeah. Well, like you said, all three of us, I mean, we grew up at a time where, I mean, you got your ass whooped.
We got our ass whooped by the belt.
Belt, wooden spoons, go out and pick the switch, like all the fucking categories. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
My wife just texted me and said, "Can you not yell?" I said, "Nope, can't." Podcast night.
She said, "If you yell again, I'm whipping you."
I'm whipping you with a handcuff.
You go to bed. You go to bed at midnight every other time. Now, the one night I have a podcast and we go to bed early. Nope.
Hey,
I worked a double yesterday.
I don't want your wife mad at me. Matt, you need to calm down, buddy. She'll listen to this later, and now she's like, yes, thank you, Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh pushed out.
I plead the fifth.
I played the fifth.
What were you guys arguing about? I plead the fifth.
Josh did.
Okay, so I know we don't have much time left, but I really want to get into this just a little bit because the trade line just went by, and we're all Reds fans a little bit here. So let's talk about the trade deadline. What do you guys think?
I mean, the Reds did absolutely nothing.
So they did their normal.
They did their normal. But from what I understand, from what I've heard behind the scenes, is the Castellinis are out of money. They don't have a lot of money to improve this team. That's why they want to stick to a salary cap of what they say, and they don't really want to go over that. So now, Grin, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Do the Reds make a move? They're 4.5 games back. They've won 10 out of the last 14 games, right?
11. Sorry.
10 out of 14 games they've won. So, or 11 because they won tonight. Whatever. 11 out of 15. Whatever.
Yep.
So, they're playing really good baseball right now. Do they need to do a trade to break that up? You know, I would have liked them to get somebody to help them out. You know what? If you're going to go for it, just go in and try to make the playoffs. Been okay with that. Nope. You stood still. You didn't do shit to either help your team this year or guess what? Help your team next year. You fucking sat on your ass and did nothing. Other than that, the trade deadline, the only thing it did for me is it made me really realize that baseball is completely broken. It is broken right now.
Who broke it?
Are you saying the Dodgers broke baseball?
The Dodgers broke baseball. They got the best pitcher in the trade deadline, Scooble from the Tigers.
Shit to none. Shit to none.
But that's the thing. Did they break baseball? I mean, just because they were smart and were able to put together probably they put together probably one of the best rosters.
It's an all-star team. It's basically what it is. It's a legit all-star.
So, I mean, that's not breaking it. That's playing the rules. That's playing the game.
But no, it's broken baseball to the fact that you've got teams like the Dodgers. This is the reason why everybody hated the Yankees in the 90s and early 2000s. Because they would spend double of what everybody else is doing to get that roster, yes, to win championships. That's the name of the game, to win championships. But when your payroll's $400 million and another team,
does baseball not have a salary cap like football and stuff where they
not at all? Nope,
no salary cap in baseball. That's why I said
really
the Dodgers have broken baseball. They have the highest payroll.
You think they'll come out with one to kind of counteract a little bit?
Josh, hold on, Joe, hold on. Josh, fill him in on the salary cap for baseball, though, unless you let me explain it.
Do what now?
Fill him in on the information for the salary cap. There is somewhat of a salary cap for baseball, but there isn't a salary cap. So,
there is no salary cap for baseball. If you get to a certain point, you have to pay a luxury tax. So the Dodgers, had broken that salary cap, and now they're paying a luxury tax it's supposed to be split up between all the other teams, right? They're paying their rosters like $300 million, and they're paying like $175 million in luxury taxes for being over, right? That's what the Yankees did in the 90s and the early 2000s. That's why everybody started hating the Yankees, because they are always winning. The Dodgers are doing it. They've legitimately got every great player. They all want to play in LA. I have no fucking idea why, because whatever their salary is gets fucking cut in half anyway. That's just fucking dumb. I mean, I wish I was a fucking stupid ass baseball player.
So what Josh is failed to execute to tell you too, which he's pretty much accurate, 100% on that, is these big marketplaces places also get a good TV deal.
Yes.
So when you see a big, let's say for instance, let's say the Dodgers were $170 million over the luxury tax last year, and that's divided amongst the smaller market teams. Who pays for that? Who pays for that tax? A TV deal does. So when you get a TV deal of what $2 billion from a TV in LA or New York, they pay for that luxury tax. That's the reason they can write that. Well, no, that's the reason. That's the reason they can write that shit off. If you notice, the last couple of years, the Reds have been bouncing back and forth because they don't have a TV deal, and if they do, it's shit to none.
No, let me expand on that because a lot of
Go
people
ahead.
don't
That's what I
know
want.
is Fox Sports is the one who owned the majority of the sports channels for a lot of the baseball teams. It doesn't have the same Yes network that the Yankees have. It doesn't have the same channel that the Dodgers have. Their markets pay for that channel, so they get all that money. So the smaller markets all get under one conglomerate of a TV deal, which was under Fox Sports. So under Cincinnati, it was Fox Sports Ohio. That's the channel the Reds would play on. Cleveland, it would be Fox Sports Cleveland or Fox Sports Ohio channel 2.2, whatever it was. So that way.
But when you see the smaller markets go under business, because the bigger markets are outbid in other places, this is what happens.
Well, you get.
Okay, we have to go. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And the cable business is at that point you're paying different markets and getting so much money. Eventually, that money it costs a lot to broadcast, right? That's why we see our cable bills go up. They're not going down; they continue to go up because the taxes. So, Matt, your bill, yes, your TV bill is going up.
Unless you know somebody.
So, just letting you know that.
So
now.
I'm looking on here, and I found it pretty because I didn't know that there was no salary cap in baseball.
No.
Like that's crazy to me.
Kills me. It does. But that's the reason we're going to a strike next year.
Well, I guess baseball owners proposed a hard salary cap the first time since 1994. Last time there was a strike.
Yes.
The initial proposal was maintain a payroll of at least $171.2 million without exceeding $245.3 million starting in 2027. And it says that according to that, it would actually, it would basically have, let's see, it would have 12 teams that would need to increase their payrolls to reach the minimum, and 8 teams that would need to cut to get below the ceiling. And what they're looking at is there's a $446 million spending gap from the lowest to the highest team in terms of their. That's fucking crazy.
That's our point. That's why I said the Dodgers broke baseball. That's why, in my opinion, the strike needs to happen.
So the thing is, with the Reds is the Castellinis, when they get this different money from the fucking Dodgers, they pocket that shit.
But here's the thing. From what I understand, is the Castellinis are broke. They don't have the money to put into the team, right? They're not
see them selling it, dude.
They're not making enough money from the team to cover all the contracts, all the expenses that it takes to do a ball club, right? They haven't done a very good job to build Cincinnati baseball because they haven't been able to compete. They continue to hire shitheads to run the fucking organization, and it hasn't worked out. We had 4 years of good baseball in Cincinnati since they've taken over. And before that, it was Carl Linder. He didn't have any good teams in the early 2000s. The Reds have been pretty much shitty since we had a good years, 2009, 2010, 2011, and that period. But before that,
COVID hit us, yeah.
But they weren't all that, though. They weren't a dominant team. Yes, they were a good team, but they weren't a team that could threaten to win a world championship. Before that, the 99 Reds were a good baseball team, and they got beat in the wild card game against the Mets. And before that, it was the 94-95 team, and the strike happened. And before that was the 90. So a team like the Dodgers, that we used to be in the same division, growing up, I don't know how many times I went to Riverfront Stadium to watch the Reds. Almost 80% of the time, it was against the Dodgers. I remember watching the Reds and Dodgers a lot when I was a kid. Now they're in a completely different division, so I don't get to see that all the time. But the difference is the Dodgers are spending $400 million on their roster compared to the Reds at $120 million.
So I just looked this up because I didn't realize, but like, talk about just sheer luck. So when the Reds won the World Series in 1990, we were actually at the lower end of the salary for the Major League Baseball.
Look up the Kansas City Royals World Championship team with their salary cap.
Yeah,
the what?
The Kansas City Royals. That was probably the last team that just
2014, 2015, something like that.
Came out of absolutely nowhere. Played one. They started getting better. You could see the talent starting to come up, and all of a sudden they just had a phenomenal team. They won the World Series the next year. They made the playoffs, and after that, they went right back downhill, and they haven't recovered since.
I thought they made it to the World Series. They failed, and the following year they won it.
Could have been.
So when the Kansas City Royals won the 2015 World Series, they ranked 13th out of 30th in teams for opening day payroll.
So, I mean, they actually had a pretty good. Never mind, they had a pretty high payroll.
Yeah, they said it said their payroll was approximately $126 million.
But again, that was then. Compare that to now.
Oh yeah,
So that's when I think that's about when the Dodgers started banking on and getting all these contracts. That's why, like Shohei Ohtani, when he did his contract, yes, Shohei Ohtani absolutely helped the Dodgers out. I mean, he's only getting paid like $5-10 million now. But the 10th year of his contract, that number balloons
$70 million.
to $70 million.
Well, here
he can be retired, and he can retire.
Here, I'll give you the list. They've got a breakdown here of the World Series winners from 1998 to present, up to 2023, and where they ranked on the payroll list. So, 98, the Yankees were second on the payroll list. 99, the Yankees were first. 2000, the Yankees were first. 2001, the Diamondbacks were 8th. 2002, the Angels were 15th. 2003, the Marlins were 25th, so they were low.
So the Marlins, yes, came out of nowhere.
2004, Boston Red Sox, 2nd. 2005, the White Sox were 13th. 2006, the Cardinals were 11th. 7th, the Red Sox were 2nd. 8th. 2008, the Phillies were 12th. 2009, the Yankees were 1st. 2010, the Giants were 10th. 2011, Cardinals were 9th. Giants were 7th. Red Sox 3rd. Giants 7th. Royals 13th. The Cubs were 5th. 2017, the Astros were 17th. So again,
so
lower
far
side.
we've had 2 teams outside the top 15.
Right. And that's it, because everybody else, Red Sox were 1st, Nationals were 10th, Dodgers were 1st, Braves were 10th, Astros 8th, and the Rangers were 4th.
So to the point to where if you spend money,
if you spend it, they will win.
Now you'll get like the Florida Marlins to where they'll come up 25th in payroll, they'll win the championship.
Well, yeah, there's always a chance.
The Astros, yeah, but the talent. You go back to that Marlins team that won, they had a lot of talent. that were just young. They weren't in their second, third contract.
Actually, you can go off sooner than that. Go back to fucking Chicago. All the talent they had.
Mm-hmm.
Those players are still around.
Yeah.
Well, and I also guarantee, like, if you look at stats and everything, those two teams that were below the top 15 salary caps, I guarantee you the next year, other teams poached the shit out of their players and paid them more and everything else, so their talent didn't stick around.
That's why Ellie De La Cruz is not going to sign with the Reds.
And that you go back to that Florida Marlins team because the next year they fucking got rid of everybody because they couldn't meet the salary cap because they owed so much money. In Chicago, they realized they started having to trade their pieces off once their fucking
the window started closing.
Not when they were out. No. Well, the window started closing on the options. Yeah. So when their options were up, they were for bigger payroll. They're like, hey, see you later. See you later. See you later.
But I mean, and then the problem is the Dodgers. The Dodgers over the last 5 to 7 years have just completely ruined baseball with them getting the top player in the free agent market year after year after year after year.
Maybe this won't be them ruining it as much as it eye opens to all the other owners that were against the salary cap to say, oh shit, maybe we need to put this cap in to make it a more competitive.
Well, but here's the problem. It's not the owners. The owners want a salary cap. It's the players.
I know the players don't want it because then they're going to limit how much they can make.
That's exactly what it is. It's not the owners, it's the players.
Though, if the players are smart, then what they do is they say, okay, well, guess what? You're not going to see those 20-year contracts anymore. You're going to see a 5-year for $100 million instead of the 20-year for,
But like, no, okay, that's what the owners would want.
You're not gonna have the Bob Bonilla days anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Well, instead of paying me for 20 years, okay, well, guess what? You're going to pay me a lot more for a lot less years.
Yeah, I mean, like Sal Stewart. Sal Stewart's a prime example, right? He's under contract with the Reds until 2032, right? He's got 6 years. He's on a rookie deal. He's only making $800,000. So the Reds could literally make him an arbitration every single year once he's eligible. So he'll get a pay raise little by little. Or is it smart for him to go ahead and re-sign a new contract and make $25 million?
The Hunter Green situation of Chase Burns' situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I mean that's the Reds being smart though too. Is I'm going to sign these guys for this.
You're not going to see
and be cheaper.
The what is it? Juan Soto from the Mets with $765 million over 15 years. Like, no, you're not going to see that anymore.
No,
that's fucking disgusting.
Oh no, they'll see it again. There'll be another player.
Not if they put a salary cap.
Correct.
Like, you won't see somebody paid out for 15 years that much. But what I'm saying is, like, they're still going to make their money.
Oh, I mean, they're going to make their money on different avenues, but to the point to where
even the contract.
If you got a team, the problem is the small market teams. Yes, Matt is 100% right. The Yankees, the Dodgers, a couple other teams, they're in bigger markets, so they get a lot more TV revenue than other teams. Well, but you want this as competitive as could be. The only way to do it is you got to have a structure. Some of these teams that are fucking cheap, like the Reds, they need to step up and spend a little bit more money. I'm sorry. You're a fucking baseball team.
It's not the Reds. It's the owners of the Reds.
Correct.
So you can't say the Reds. I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying.
You can't put that brand name out there.
I'm just saying the teams. Like the Pirates are another one. They don't spend the money at all. Right. That's why they consistently
it's definitely a combination of you got teams that need to spend more, and you also have players that need to understand that there needs to be an adjustment.
So you got owners that don't want to spend more. And then you got players that don't want the salary cap because they're going to end up losing money in the long
So
run.
Josh, here's a good for instance. You said Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates have the best pitcher in the game right now, or one of the top 2 or 3 pitchers in the game right now.
Not this year.
So right now, well, correct. But so in Major League Baseball, last year he was
Paul
one of the top.
Skeens, yes.
What, 5 pitch? Whatever, Paul Skeens. So what did Pittsburgh do this offseason? They went out and spent money. You know why? Because they have a number one stud, and they're going to fucking build around him. So they spent money this past offseason, but guess what? Now they're regretting some of it. Because today, the one guy they signed for 1 year, $12 million, they released. They do shit for them. So I'm just saying, like, little things are going a long way. That's someone you keep usually on your fucking salary cap. I mean,
a couple
years ago,
here's the thing.
Reds had fucking
with Paul Skeens too. When his contract's up, can the Pirates afford him? Yes or no?
Yeah.
They're not going to pay him.
You can afford anybody.
They're not going to pay him 7, 8
You
years.
asked the wrong. You asked the wrong question. Can they afford him? Yes. Do they want to? No.
That's my point. They will let that player walk.
Well, you said, can they afford him?
But that's what happens with a lot of these smaller market teams. Is you get a stud player, and at the end of the day, you're not going to re-sign him because he's going to cost you way too much.
And that's the reason the Florida Marlins won their fucking big fucking World Series. What did they do afterwards? They fucking got rid of everybody. And what did they do? They fucking came back and did it again. Won a World Series. When's the West Ham Reds won a fucking World Series? They made the playoffs, really. I mean, shit. We
made the
haven't won a World
last
Series
year, bro. What are you talking?
When's the last time we won When's the last time we won a series? Put it that way.
I mean, you got me there. I think it's been.
We will continue this conversation at another time. Holy shit! All right. Thank you for joining us for another long fucking episode of Idiocracy Talk Radio. I'm Dr.
We're back, baby. We're back, baby.
We got Josh, a.k.a. I Plead
the Fifth.
Like I changed my underwear.
And Matt's going to go play golf and shit himself in the 9. Thanks for joining us.
I am doing 18 tomorrow.
Oh, bring some underwear.
2 pair. Brought extra pair of socks.
It's idiocracy, but you gon' see the value and respect though when you talk with me. So come on, baby, walk with me. It ain't a topic that the crew can't touch. Share our views and our vibe. What we hide, it ain't much. This ain't bluffs, this the crew, yeah, we got it. Share our thoughts and our views, you can't stop it. Said this ain't bluffs, this the crew, yeah, we got it.
Idiocracy.
Tell us what's the topic, yeah.
Idiocracy Talk.